Hi guys, I posted this recently on the forum and quite a few questions have come up as to how I created this. So I just thought I would do a very quick vid for you guys. The only problem is it's dark here in Africa right now because we're in winter. So I'm outside with spotlights on. I hope it's going to be okay. I'm only going to spray the one side and then talk you through it quickly. Okay, so panning down. Here is what it looked like originally. Okay, I'm just going to take that one out the way so I don't spray it accidentally. And this is the spray can that I use. I use the Rust-Oleum metallic. I use the metallic copper. I find that this is the best. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and, I'm holding this with one hand and trying to spray with the other hand. So this is going to be interesting because I can't actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I go from side to side, and this gives really good coverage. I try and do all the different angles, so I'm going to come from the top. Okay, that's pretty much it. Then normally, obviously, I would turn it over. Okay, so now I've got it covered everywhere. Now this has to dry. I will be back. Okay, and of course, while I was inside setting up my camera and my desk, it drizzled on my gun. So I have a few issues with the paint because it wasn't dry when it decided to drip on it. The sky, that is, dripped on it. So I have a couple of issues here. Not that it's really a problem because of course we're going to be distressing this. Still, as you can see, that is the original side. So these are the items that I use. I use a local brand dollar. It's KV Art. I'm in South Africa, for those of you who don't know what local is. So it's a dollar paint, blackboard paint that I use to distress with. Then I use a combination of the Inca Gold and the patina. The Inca Gold is by Viva. The patina and the alcohol inks are both by Ranger. I also stamped on my final piece with archival ink, also by Ranger. If I can't buy it in my local shops, I buy it online from various places, Blitsy, Simon Says Stamp, anywhere basically that I can get hold of it at a reasonable price, because the South African rand is a bit like Mickey Mouse money. So yes, these stamps, these steampunk stamps cost me 230 rand. And our dollar rand exchange rate at the moment is I have to pay 16 rand for $1. So yes, my money doesn't go very far online. So enough about that. Right, let's set this aside, and I'm going to try and speed up the painting process for you guys. Pretty much what I use is the blackboard paint, and because it's been lying on its side now, the paint has got in the lid, and I normally paint in the recesses. So I add my paint on like that, and then this paint dries pretty quickly. It's got a high acrylic base, and I either wipe it off with my finger or I wipe it off with a piece of roller towel. So this is how I start off, by dirtying it all up and wiping it all off. So you put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. Oh boy, and the side of this is not quite dry yet. Welcome to trying to do stuff in a hurry in winter. Not that I even have a winter like some of you have overseas. We don't get snow where I am, and it doesn't get, it gets cold. We do get into some minus degrees, but nothing like you guys have overseas. So I'm not complaining, I'm merely stating facts. Trying to help some of you guys who had some questions. So as you can see what I'm doing, I'm getting into all those crevices, putting it on, taking it off. It's a fairly simple process, so I'm going to try and speed up the camera for you guys. Let's see if it'll do that. Right, now that I have weathered it, dirtied it all up, including myself, now I start making the various bits gold. I have tried using the Inca Gold. That seems to work really well. I either use my finger or a paintbrush. Mine's pretty finished and pretty old. It's supposed to be like a rub. And I use it on here. In fact, it looks like good old fingers are going to be the way to go today. And you really just rub it on. And you rub it wherever you want the highlights. When I do my black paint, the chalkboard paint, I pretty much put it everywhere that would naturally have a shadow. So I tend to put it underneath whatever decor I have on my object. And this seems to work pretty well. So now with the gold, I'm putting it on the raised areas wherever I feel it should go. Right, and then I found you can either use this gold on here, works really, really well, or you can use the alcohol ink, or the patina. You have to give it a good old shake. Use a piece of felt on your applicator tool, and then you apply it like you would normal alcohol ink on whatever your area is that you're wanting to make a color. So I tend to clip the raised areas again, and it goes on a lot brighter and shinier. So, and I get my fingers in there as well, or brush, and that's how I apply it. So I can take my brush and just soften that, apply some more until I'm happy with it. Okay, so now I've pretty much got my aged gun, and then to make it all look a whole lot more interesting, I use the archival ink. Now, archival ink is an oil-based ink. It is designed to stick to slick surfaces, and I've got the stamp by Tim Holtz. It's by Stampers Anonymous. This one is called Mesh and Linen. I'm using the linen. So I apply my ink to the stamp. I'm not sticking it on a block, those of you who know stamping techniques. And this is dry, so I can already go for it. And I'm just going to roll the stamp around my gun, and where it hasn't printed, I'm going to go back and add some more. It's as easy as that. And then I've got this lovely set of steampunk stamps by Stampendous, and they're particularly sticky. And so what I do is I actually stick the stamp to my finger like that, apply the ink, and then still stuck to my finger, I get it in the middle of that ball, rock my finger everywhere so that I get a good print. And it's as easy as that, guys. Oh wait, the alcohol ink, I haven't done that. What I do is, this is the espresso, it's the really dark one, and again I work it in the areas where I want it really dark, and I just use a brush to tap it away and add it. And this one is a particularly dark color, so you don't need to add more layers. I find that one layer is enough for what I'm doing, and I apply it where I want some interest. And again, I did it here in this bottom of the circle area where it would be more shaded and it would naturally have shadows. So I'm enhancing what would naturally have a shadow. So that's the trick, is to look at it and go, okay, where would shadows be, and just add to it. So again, I'm going to put a drop in there and work it away. The alcohol ink is solvent based. I haven't tried putting a sealant over this, like some sort of spray. So I'm not entirely sure what would happen there. I think if you didn't give it a rub, it would be fine. I know window cleaning and solvents take this off. That's my gold lid. Let's not mix up my lids. And I find that doing it like this, okay, obviously the paint is really, really fresh. So I'm not going to have a good old go at this one, but I find it does wear really, really well. Where have I abandoned? Across the room. I'm back. So here's the one that I put online. Oh, you can see the raindrops on there too. So I mean, yes, it's got wet and it's fine, and you can really have a good go at it with things, and I found that paint really sticks well. So and that was a really slick surface. It just depends, I think, on the plastic and the surface that you're working on. Some surfaces might require you to sand them first for this paint to stick, but certainly not for the alcohol ink. And I find the chalkboard paint pretty much sticks to anything. So I don't know, you'll have to experiment with your own brands. You could try basic acrylic, I guess, the black acrylic, but it would have to be a matte black, because I tend to find that works the best. So that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Bye.